One man is being victimized by our own government. One man whom they fear, yet who millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
This is Fanfare with Barry Cunningham.
What's up, everybody? Good to be back in South Florida. Had a fantastic time up north in North Carolina visiting Ashley and the grandkids. It was absolutely amazing. Took the plane this morning, landed, put this show together, and I'm here with you. But before I start, because this is a kind of story that actually goes with this, I want to say Happy Father's Day to everybody, all the dads in Australia. I have one viewer who reached out, and his name is Brad. Brad is from Australia, and I want him to have a very, very happy Father's Day. Although, it may be a little bit late. It may already be tomorrow in Australia. I'm not really sure of the time zone. But all you guys in Australia who tune in, have a great and awesome Father's Day. And Brad, thank you for watching. All right, so got a lot to go over with today. If you guys been following the news at all, it's been some weird stuff going on. Some actual weird stuff involving Kamala Harris. And I'm going to set the stage here for you because what Kamala Harris did is inexcusable. In fact, I believe that she cannot recover from this. I think that Kamala Harris's campaign is dead. It's DOA, dead on arrival. She insulted the most hallowed ground in America, that of fallen soldiers. Never mind the fact that she and her compatriot there, Dementia Joe, caused these deaths. She compounded it in an election season by insulting these people. She thought she was insulting Trump, but in essence, she was really insulting the Gold Star families. And unfortunately for her, they didn't take it too well. But what made matters even worse, compounded it, is that the media somehow tried to cover for her. As they do, they dutifully walk out and decide they're going to put some sort of show together and let everybody know, no, it's Donald Trump's fault. No, it's Trump that did this stuff. He's the bad guy. And it backfired tremendously. Today, obviously Sunday, a lot of the Sunday talk shows are out there, and so they were trying to do damage control, and all they did is roll a hand grenade into the entire campaign. I don't know if she's got paid staffers who tweet for her, or post on X rather, but whoever it is, they lit a firestorm that I really don't think that she can recover from. I've been calling for a landslide for quite some time, but today, after what she just did, after how everyone responded, she got lit up. I mean, absolutely a deluge. It was amazing to see how many people responded very quickly. Not just Republicans, not just MAGA. That, don't make that think that this was some sort of Republican attack, as the media will try to make it out to be. Now, there's a lot of independent military people. There's a lot of independent military people who have military friends and military families. And in unison, people got up and said, this is crazy. You do not deserve to put on the crown, per se, as the commander-in-chief. You are not able to do that. So Tom Cotton went on MSNBC this morning, and you got to see this.
All right, let me ask you about another one of the big headlines this week, Donald Trump's visit to Arlington National Cemetery. You've been talking about this. He attended a wreath-laying ceremony, obviously, for the 13 service members who were killed during the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. He was invited by those family members, important to say that. He also had campaign staffers with him. Photos, videos were posted on a campaign site. Taking campaign photos and videos at grave sites is forbidden under federal law. You, of course, served at Arlington Cemetery in the Old Guard, so I know that this is a sacred place for you. Bottom line, though, I guess, Senator, is it ever appropriate to make campaign content at military grave sites?
He didn't take campaign photos there. These families, Gold Star families, whose children died because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's incompetence, invited him to the cemetery, and they asked him to take those photos because, as they told me yesterday when I spoke to Kelly Barnett and Darren Hoover, the parents of Taylor Hoover, who has Arkansas ties, they don't get to go to the beach on Labor Day. They don't get to have barbecues. This is their one chance to have a memory of their children, to commemorate their service and to honor their sacrifice. They wanted President Trump there. They wanted to take those photos. You know who the families also invited? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Where were they? Joe Biden was sitting at a beach. Kamala Harris was sitting at her mansion in Washington, D.C. She was 4 miles away. 10 minutes. She could have gone to the cemetery and honored the sacrifice of those young men and women. But she hasn't. She never has spoken to them or taken a meeting with them.
Well, they did meet with them during the dignified transfer.
Because of
they were with them at the dignified transfer.
Her and Joe Biden's incompetence, those 13 Americans were killed in Afghanistan.
But that wasn't it. Christian Welker, at the end of that little tete-a-tete that she had with Cotton, she lied. She flat out lied to her entire audience. Well, you understand that during the dignified ceremony that they were there. Number one, it wasn't dignified because during that ceremony, Dementia Joe kept checking his watch like he had someplace to go. I got to be somewhere. Let me out of here. But the other one, she never showed up. You can't cover that up. It's easy to find out. And quickly, right thereafter, that's when the firestorm brewed today. It was incredible. I saw this. Let me make sure this is popping up. Okay, the Post Millennial says, NBC News, Christian Welker falsely claims that Kamala met with the Abbey-Gate Gold Star families during the dignified transfer. Nope, Kamala was never there. Never there. The media hates you. Understand, you can't hate them enough because they completely hate you. They will lie to your face and just pretend like it never happened. She sat there on a nationally broadcast news show, and lied. Openly lied. And then, of course, they got trashed. Deservedly so. So much so, and I've never seen NBC do this. NBC decides they're going to post a retraction immediately going, oops, oh, we screwed up. Today, on our broadcast this morning, we incorrectly implied, no, you didn't imply crap, you said it. Christian Welker said it. There was no implication whatsoever. that both President Biden and Vice President Harris attended the dignified transfer of 13 American service members who were killed during the Afghanistan withdrawal. Biden was in attendance, but Harris was not. And of course, in the replies, people just ate her up. She didn't imply it. She outright said it. She lied to protect Kamala Harris. Shame on you, from Libs of TikTok. Yes, interrupted twice to assure she was there. That's not an implication. She didn't imply anything. She said it explicitly. Correct your correction. She said it. She didn't imply. This correction on X does nothing to remedy the false propaganda broadcast on TV. You guys have zero credibility and even less integrity. And it just went south from there. It just went boom, to boom, to boom, to boom. NBC broadcast a show, a news show, with a sitting senator, lied to his face, lied to the audience, and got absolutely trashed. I mean, vilified so badly they had to come out and make a retraction. Correction, sort of. She implied that Kamala Harris was there. Nope, she didn't imply. She said it. We all just saw the video. You can't run away from that. These people are scum. They will do anything to try and get this woman elected. They're going to try and drag her over the finish line any possible way they can. It doesn't matter what laws are broken. It doesn't matter that the New York Times today said the Constitution was a problem. We need to do away with the Constitution. It doesn't matter that Robert Reich said he wants to put Elon Musk in jail. Jail. Because he allows people to respond like this. Good grief. What have we become where we're at a point in our history where the news media can look into a camera, just like I'm doing, and completely lie without any regard or remorse. And then get destroyed so bad that they have to come out and issue a retraction or correction. That's only available to us because Elon Musk allowed everybody to go, oh, hell no. We heard what she said. This wasn't any implication. This was an actual explicit thing that she said. These people hate America. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. They'll do anything to keep Democrats in power, but just think about this. This hurt Kamala Harris so bad that Christian Welker was willing to go on television and prostitute herself just to make Kamala Harris look good. How bad is it? How really bad is the internal polls for Kamala Harris, which tomorrow we're going to do the polling show. But you just imagine it. How bad must the polls be for them to run out there today on a Sunday morning, Sunday, of all days Sunday, the Lord's Day, Father's Day in Australia, and you decide to just vomit pablum all over your audience, all over anyone who could see it, just to save Kamala Harris's ass. That's why I think it's over. But I got a lot more to show you. So let's go back to the scene of the crime, shall we? The scene of the crime where Kamala Harris decides she's just going to vilify these people and try to go scorched earth on Donald Trump, not realizing she was going scorched earth on Gold Star families. So this is a pretty long, involved tweet, X post, that somebody, don't know who, somebody in Kamala Harris's orbit decided they were going to post. Let's take a look at this. Before I'm going down the bottom so you can see, this was posted yesterday afternoon at noon, 12:14 on August 31st. And it's got 75 million views. And why does it have 75 million views? Because everybody from Elon to Trump said, oh, y'all got to see this idiot. You got to see what she wrote. So if you haven't seen this, you're going to enjoy this. And if you have seen it, please bear with us. All right, here we go. From the Kamala Harris verified Twitter X account. As Vice President, I have had the privilege of visiting Arlington National Cemetery several times. It is a solemn place, a place where we come together to honor American heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice in service of this nation. It's not a place for politics. So far, so good. And yet, So you should have ended it right there. That you should have just said, it's a solemn place. But no, you went further. And yet, as was reported this week, Donald Trump's team chose to film a video there, resulting in an altercation with cemetery staff. Lie number one. She is saying, which the news then again dutifully decided they were going to run with, and say there was some sort of altercation at the cemetery. Lie after lie after lie. I'm surprised she didn't get Project 2025 in here. Let me be clear. The former president disrespected sacred ground all for the sake of a political stunt. This is stupid. This is nothing new from Donald Trump. So she went in here talking about a solemn place, and now she's turned it into an attack on Donald Trump. This is nothing new from Donald Trump. This is a man who has called our fallen service members suckers and losers and disparaged Medal of Honor recipients. Yet another lie that she keeps out there. Both her and Dementia Joe keep saying that suckers and losers, suckers and losers. Been debunked over and over and over, even by their left-leaning Snopes people. It never happened. But if you tell the lie enough and strong, hard enough, and you get the media to back it, then maybe some idiots out there would indeed believe it. A man who, during a previous visit to the cemetery, reportedly said of fallen service members, "I don't get it. What's in it for them?" And then she put it in quotes. Which, I'm not a lawyer, but I've slept in a Holiday Inn. That's basically libel or slander. I get the two of them mixed up. You put that in quotes, so you're saying that's what he actually said. Continue. This is a man who is unable to comprehend anything other than service to himself. If there's one thing on which we as Americans can all agree, it's that our veterans, military families, and service members should be honored, never disparaged, and treated with nothing less than our highest respect and gratitude. Understand as you're reading this, as she posted this, she never showed up. This woman had someone on her staff or herself, don't know who did it, post this on X for the world to see that 75 million people have seen, where she's saying that, we should honor these people, and you never showed up. You tell me how she can sleep at night. I have no idea. And it is my belief that someone who can't meet the simple sacred duty should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States of America. This is specifically why I say she's done. She's DOA. She just convicted herself. Read that again. It is my belief that someone who can't meet the simple, sacred duty of, giving high respect to our fallen soldiers, someone who can't do that, should never stand behind the seal of the President of the United States of America. She wrote that. That's why she's going to have to back out of the debate. She actually put that out there for people to see. God help us if this woman ever somehow gets installed. This is insane. And then she continues, "I will always honor the service and sacrifice of all Americans' fallen heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice on behalf of our beloved nation and our cherished freedoms. I mourn them and salute them, and I will never politicize them." She wrote that. Seriously, Kamala? You will honor them? When you read the words that came out of her campaign's mouth, you will realize at that point, with 75 million people having seen this, that she committed political suicide. It's over. You are done. Someone somewhere had permission to put those words and push them out to, not America, to the world. Everyone in the world who wants to has seen this at this point. Where you say someone who can't honor fallen soldiers should never be allowed to be president. Okay? Thank you. You're done. It's over. Go away. You just slit your own throat. It's the most insane thing I've seen a political candidate do ever. Even worse than the Howard Dean scream. You actually lied a couple times, tried to blame Trump, and then said, no, I'm not qualified to be president. No person, woman, or man should ever be president of the United States if they're incapable of honoring our fallen soldiers. That was at 12:14 p.m. yesterday as the firestorm began right thereafter. So you would imagine, I don't know, maybe she's come out since then and, tried to fix it. Try to make it so it's not that bad. So that people wouldn't be all over her. Nope. So instead, you get to have, and I can't even show it to you because it's literally, well, I can tell you, 43,000 plus comments. And all of them, as you can see from Laura Loomer, somehow was the first one. Laura Loomer jumps on here and says, hey, you stupid, brain-dead, lying witch. Isn't this you and brain-dead Joe Biden making a video of yourselves at Arlington National Cemetery? If you're not allowed to film, why were you posing for cameras and all glammed up? You're a hypocrite and a liar. And it just goes on and on. A Gold Star mother, which I'm going to show you, has a message for Kamala. Another one. She was responsible for the botched Afghanistan withdrawal that killed 13 service members. Unfortunately, we don't have a real press, so it's up to the American people to spread the facts. Thousands. You would have to spend hours going through those thousands of comments to find anybody saying anything positive about her. But, of course, that doesn't stop the media from trying. It can't be that bad, is it? Seriously, she didn't really mean to insult everybody. What do people have to say about it? Check this out.
We invited both President Trump and the Biden-Harris administration, and we didn't hear back from the White House. We were happy to welcome President Trump to lay wreaths with all three of our families.
Wait. I thought she said it was, an honor. An absolute honor to celebrate the sacrifice that our fallen soldiers have made. It's such an honor that, I'm busy, gotta wash my hair. Gotta watch Real Housewives of Atlanta or something. She just didn't even show up. After writing that long, disjointed, insane post, now we're finding out from the Gold Star families, hey, wait a second. We asked her to come. She denied it and then tried to posture as if this never happened.
And some of our wounded from that day. And when he came to Section 60, it was at our request to spend time with our loved ones. There was not a press presence there. We privately took pictures among ourselves. And it was, a more celebratory feeling for that day because, we want to celebrate our loved ones. And it's very hard to find ways to do that at a cemetery. But they were very respectful. We didn't see any altercation. And really, we just want our loved ones to be honored and remembered in a positive way.
We just want our loved ones to be remembered in a positive way. And the Vice President of the United States, who is now running to be president, didn't even bother to show up. Completely blew these people off. That's where she wants to be? That's where she wants to go at this point? You want to posture as if you are somehow qualified and ready to be president of the United States? And you didn't even bother showing up? You should be ashamed of yourself. And I wanted to let you guys know, just in case there were anybody who wondered, Barry, can you show her thread to see if did she come back and apologize? So let me just show you. That was August 31st, yesterday at 12:15. This is the official Kamala Harris Twitter feed. This was the tweet. As vice president, I've had to, that was the one I just read to you. So what did she post subsequent to that? Something about Tim Walz, something about middle-class kids in Oakland who are probably living on the street at this point, an overdose awareness day of the fentanyl that she's letting in, the secret ingredient for my greens, my Tabasco, I make my greens in the tub. And then we have something about Hirsch Goldberg Poland, the guy who was killed, hostage over in Israel. They're doing nothing about. Talking about Trump again here. Lie after lie after lie about national baby disposal bans, which he has said he's not doing. And now you want to say he's a dictator. And this one here, and this we face question, what kind of country do we want to become? And then a pinned post of her acceptance. She is so obtuse that this firestorm that's brewing around her, she didn't even remark about it. She is so hollow as a human being that you didn't come back on and go, wait a second, you guys misconstrued what I tweeted, what I posted. I didn't mean it that way. You know, here's what I actually meant. Forget a tweet. She should have done a video. There's all kinds of production around it. She's running for president. Hey, man, can you bring the camera a minute? We got to talk here. Yeah. I want to apologize to all the Gold Star families that I may have offended, because what I was trying to do is highlight Donald Trump's inadequacies as a candidate, blah, 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 blah. Did that happen? Nope. Just left it there. Just left it and left the media to fend for her, to try and stave everything off. So you saw that piece on CNN, and then another piece came up, and this piece is actually Tulsi Gabbard, who went on CNN to let Dana Bash, the same Dana Bash that's been trying to, prop up Kamala as much as possible. Hey, Dana, I don't know what you're talking about with this altercation at the cemetery, but I was there. I was there up close and personal.
I was there from the beginning with the laying of the wreaths with the family members, the Gold Star family members, and some of the survivors of that terrorist attack in that disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. I was with them at Section 60, and what I saw was a very grave and somber remembrance and honoring of those lives that were lost. And I saw President Trump spending time at the invitation of these Gold Star families with them. He was there for a few hours. I did not see or hear about any kind of altercation until something came out in the news later on. The families were there, grieving.
Look at Dana Bash. She can't believe this is happening. How do I save Kamala Harris? What do I do? There's no way I can attack this. It's a lie. She now knows it's a lie. It's being confirmed by Tulsi Gabbard. It's been confirmed by the Gold Star families themselves. There was no altercation at the cemetery. Nope, didn't happen. You guys made it up. And now you're getting set straight, and you can tell it looks like she's sitting on a tack.
Being alongside President Trump, and it was a very special moment to really remember their names, remember their memories, and understand the true cost of war and the consequences of the decisions that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden made in the execution of that withdrawal.
Ouch. I mean, seriously, ouch. There's nothing Dana Bash could do. There was no Band-Aid she could put on this situation. Kamala Harris at this point, as I said, has committed political suicide, and doesn't matter what kind of triage that the media is trying to put on this, they can't do it. So, of course, the opportunist, when he needs to be, Donald Trump, he decides, yeah, let me go ahead and respond to this idiot, which he did. I want to thank the families of our great warriors who have been lost to us for the way they came together as one, and thank me for attending at their request the celebration of their wonderful family members who, because of the incompetence of Kamala Harris and dementia Joe Biden, which cannot be refuted, are no longer with us. Thank you for saying you wanted me to stand with you at Arlington National Ceremony and take pictures, that it was your request. He didn't bring a crew. It was their request. Not mine. Your request, not mine. But it was my great honor to do so. I will never forget, in big headlines, Lightweight Vice President Kamala Harris tried turning it around because they weren't there, have never even spoken to the Gold Star families from Afghanistan. Not even a word to them. Unbelievable. And have no intention to even speak to them. She could have just tried to reach out to them. After this thing blew up, how hard would it have been? Hey, I've got to stop this. I've got to put this fire out. Nobody else is going to be able to do this but me. So before this goes too far, maybe I should get on the phone and start talking to these people. You know, what do I need to do to fix this? Because it's going to get bad. I'm sure she's got advisors. And what did the advisors say? Well, they must have said, don't worry about it. It'll blow over. Okay. In Afghanistan, you don't take the soldiers out first, which Trump has said many times. You take the soldiers out last. This would be military 101, the most basic, and the leaders of the disaster should be immediately fired. We have fools in the White House, and now they're trying to solve the hostage crisis in Israel. Guess how that's going to turn out? Well, we found out. They put a bullet in the head of one of the American hostages. This entire administration is feckless. They can't protect people. You got armed Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado. You've got people, the mayor and some other people saying, oh, it didn't really happen. And the people who are in the apartment complex are like, yeah, it did. Yeah, they're here. And they're afraid to call out the National Guard because it's going to look bad on Kamala Harris. Meanwhile, these people are in danger. And Trump then posts a letter that the Gold Star families put out. It's a long letter, but basically what this letter says is that they are thankful that President Trump came and at their request. Remember, that's real important. Trump didn't just show up. They called him. They called him and said, would you please come? They also called Dementia Joe. And they also called Kamala Harris. Dementia Joe is busy running the country from the beach in Rehoboth, Delaware. And Kamala Harris, like I said, was probably looking at a new episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta or something, but she couldn't show up. It was incredible. And of course, you know, I pulled a couple of the giant Twitter accounts. The Gold Star family is coming out in support of real Donald Trump after Kamala tried lying is a death blow to her campaign. I really believe that. I believe at this point she's done. She's toast. Stick a fork in her. And watch, she may at this point even cancel the debate. Today is September 1st. The debate's supposed to take place on September 10th, and she's just getting body blow after body blow. It just keeps coming. Absolutely. Lawrence Jones from Fox News. Bad move by the Harris camp. Gold Star families are lighting them up right now. And it has been. I'm going to show you some of these Gold Star families and what they personally had to say about Kamala Harris. Personally. I don't know how it happened. Because there's no way they knew she was going to put up this post. There's no way in advance they said, you know what, we're going to make some videos because Kamala Harris isn't going to show up or she's going to make this Twitter post. How did they know? They didn't. It was not generic. It was genuine. Absolutely genuine how these people responded and put their thoughts out there. Scott Jennings, who was on one of the panels for CNN, quote, the last person in the room, which she always says she is, wandered into the wrong bar today, folks. What a complete blunder to wade into. She blew it. She completely blew it. People have lost campaigns for far less. The only thing she has for her right now, and I do mean the only thing that Kamala Harris has, is the media. And at this point, I'm beginning to see, and I'll talk about it in my poster show tomorrow, I'm beginning to see the media start to, recoil. There's only so much we can lie about you. We're looking stupid at this point. You, Kamala, are making us look stupid. And you expect us to carry all the water. You're not shouldering anything. I mean, I could see if she was actually trying. Come out, Kamala. Let's talk about this. Maybe you need to get on camera right now. Go talk to Christian Welker or Jake Tapper or Dana Bash. Do something right flipping now and address this. No, I'm not going to do it. There's only so much water they can carry for her. And it's running over right now. So let's take a few comments on this. Question. How long are baby nieces going to remain babies? Okay, I'm not sure what that means. She knows Trump will destroy her in the debate, and she keeps giving him ammunition. That's the worst part about it. It's you're going into a fight, and the last thing you want to do is give a more capable opponent more ammunition. And that's what she keeps doing. That interview with CNN, where it was scripted and it didn't make any sense. Today, Tim Walz is walking around an ice cream shop. What is it, these people in ice cream? But he's walking around an ice cream shop, and they ask him, what about this hostage that got killed? He turned and walked away. Couldn't say anything kind words. We're really sorry that, we got to find a way to get these hostages back from blah, 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 blah. Nothing. Oh, I don't know nothing about this. Let me run. Trump's still gonna roast to Pinocchio Kamala. Yeah. The Democrats don't care about the American people. That's something at this point you've got to begin accepting. It's very tough for normal people to realize, is it really like this? Does the media really want communism? Do they want to destroy the Constitution? Are they willing to do all of this just to get one person elected? Yeah. They hate you. They absolutely loathe you. You're breathing their air, you're eating their food, and you're just an impediment to the way of life that they think they want to live. Or at least the way of life that their puppet masters have told them you're going to be living. There's no other excuse. My video tomorrow on Elon Musk and what's been going on around him is going to open your eyes as well. It's coming here. There is no doubt if this woman were somehow to be elected, your life is going to be irrevocably changed forever. Nothing that you hold dear will still remain as it is today. And bit by bit by bit, until it happens all at once. For sure. Yeah, they hate you. They hate America. And now they're not making any bones about it. I figured it out. The Dems have Stockholm Syndrome. There's got to be some sort of psychological issue at this point. Yesterday I was with my daughter. We were up in North Carolina, which my entire life I thought was definitely a red state. And you go into like the havens of where the kids are. We were in Raleigh, Durham, we're NC State, not too far from UNC, Chapel Hill, Duke. And I'm looking at some stuff in this mall, and I'm like, what happened up here? How did this blue-haired freak show become what it is? How are we watching these people walk around, living their life? I don't care about it. But how did it infiltrate red North Carolina? Well, the answer to that is the schools. The schools, the colleges were the first part. And then you get the transplants who came down from New York, who brought their craziness to North Carolina. And now all of a sudden you've got this blend going on in certain cities. You go to other certain cities, they don't want to hear about it. Not the cops, not the people in restaurants. Nobody wants to hear about it. But in these strongholds where the heavy populations are, it's cuckoo. I mean, seriously cuckoo. What we got to? She's probably trying to find a reason to get out of the debate. Oh, she's scrambling at this point. That's for absolutely sure. Don't think that they. Don't think they hate you. Just if you don't think they hate you, just look at Aurora, Colorado, and Jared Polis. Those are two great examples. I talked about it in one of my other videos over the last couple of days, where you couldn't even fathom that armed Venezuelan newcomer gangs who shouldn't even be here are terrorizing apartment complexes and nobody's doing anything. There are so many different problems with that one sentence. Armed newcomers from Venezuela who were gang members and terrorizing, and nobody's doing anything. Every single part about that sentence should make you recoil and not just fear, but let you know you need to get ready. I mean, seriously, you definitely need to get ready. And I got a show coming up tomorrow where I'm going to talk about something you probably haven't even heard of, but the gold, they are now predicting gold to hit $10,000 an ounce. If you are in the position, you better start buying some gold. You better start hedging your bets. I'll be right back. You know that inflation is still on the rise all across America, and our dollar is being devalued more and more every single day by the Federal Reserve and their massive money printing schemes. So you have to ask yourself, are my investments really safe? I doubt it. Listen to this. Government debt is growing at the rate of $1 trillion every 100 days. Since 2020, every dollar in your wallet has lost 24% of its purchasing power. And in just the last 18 months, what you need to survive as a family, your groceries, your necessities, have gone up by $11,000 per family. These are unsustainable and outrageous numbers. That's why I'm recommending that you call my friends at Lear Capital. They'll show you how easy it is to move some of your assets into gold and silver. You know, assets that are growing in value instead of keeping them in a dollar, which is declining in value. And as we approach the election and with all the volatility in the world, now is the time to take some action. Call Lear today at 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com. When you go to Lear, you'll be able to download a de-dollarization guide. It will show you specifically how your dollar is deflating every single year. There's no obligation, it's just free information. You'll learn how to protect your hard-earned money with gold and silver. Just so you know, Lear has over 27 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, $3 billion in trusted transactions, and is the only company with a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee. Call Lear at 800-601-5430 or go to learberry.com. And when you give them a call, ask how you can get $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualifying purchase. All right, so I've got a comment here that I want to highlight before we move forward. Question is a real good question. Why do they hate America? Unfortunately, I have only one answer for that because it's such a complex question that I think it's going to take historians and psychiatrists and, to dig in and really find out. But the reason why I think they hate America is because they've been gaslit. They've been brainwashed. They've been MK Ultra'd. If you don't know what MK Ultra is, like I've told you before, start digging into that. There's no reason for them to hate America. We can live a life here that most countries can't live. Everything we need is at our disposal. There's no oppression. Yes, there's racism, but it's not to the point where it stops you from living your life. Certainly didn't stop a man from becoming president. Certainly didn't stop a woman from becoming vice president. So don't talk to me about racism. Because if you can look at your history books and say, yeah, we saw a guy who was black who he served 2 terms. Wow. How did he do that in such an oppressive, white supremacist society? There ain't that many blacks for him to have become president for 2 terms. How did this woman who was running with a white guy become vice president in such an oppressive white supremacist world? It doesn't exist. You see, if you take the marginalized people in society, people who feel that their lives suck, and you tell them that the boogeyman under the bed who's been keeping your life sucking isn't us, the Democrats, it's the white people, and specifically orange people, the orange man bad. And you just keep doing it and keep saying it and keep saying it, and then start teaching it and start teaching it and indoctrinating it and have the news say it over and over again till you basically, as I've said before, created a nation of orcs. They no longer have the ability to think for themselves. Their life sucks. And their life sucks because America sucks as well. There's no reason for people not to love America. None whatsoever. You have to be taught that. One of the things, and Ashley, you're here, I don't want to embarrass you, but one of the things that was just simply amazing to me this weekend was watching my grandkids have interaction and fun with kids of different races. Kids have to be taught racism. Racism isn't something that's in your blood. You don't come out the womb going, hey, I hate Negroes. I hate white people. Doesn't happen. Oh, those Spanish people over there. No, doesn't happen. You have to be taught that. You have to, even if you never had seen a black person or a white person, you have to be taught that person is bad. When I was in high school, this is a really quick story. When I was in high school, I had a friend of mine who was liberal as they come. Nuts. One of my best friends. He decided instead of going to college, this kid was a straight A student. He wanted to do a year of service. And he joins the Peace Corps. And the guy looked like Thor. He had just beautiful long blonde hair. He goes to Africa, the deep recesses of Africa, and walks into a village. And when he walked into the village, the kids ran. And he's like, oh my God, there really is racism. These kids don't even know me, and they're running from me because I'm a white man. Until the teacher came to him and talked and said, no, they're not running from you because you're white. They've never seen hair like that, and they thought you had snakes on your head. Absolute true story. I remember getting letters from him, and he would have pictures of the kids, and they're like touching his hair. That's what they were afraid of, not the melanin in his skin. They weren't taught racism. They were taught snakes. Hey, stay away from snakes. Ooh, you're going to get bit. And like, why is this guy walking around with snakes all over his head? You don't learn. I mean, you're not born to be oppressed. You learn that you're oppressed. You're told you can't love a certain person. As far as I know, Donald Trump was in office for 4 years. We still got a lot of gay people down here in South Florida who prospered, lived their lives. They don't want you to know that. I'm pretty sure parking that big blue RV outside the DNC was worse than anything anybody else has seen. But you've been taught that that's almost religious at this point. You have the right to go ahead and dispose of these babies. And oh my God, he's going to take away that right from you. You also have the right to close your legs. You also have the right to put a cap on that thing. But they don't talk about that. Oh my gosh, they just want you, they just don't want you to live your life. They want you to go out there and fornicate like animals. And then if you have a problem, we take care of it. They don't want you to take care of it. They manufacture oppression by the gallon, and they pour it down people's throats. That's why people hate America. Because if you actually talk to people, what do you have a problem with America? Everything out of their mouth, you're going to realize they could not have been born that way. Somebody had to tell them that you are oppressed. Something is happening that they're doing to you, that this boogeyman lives in the closet. And if you don't get rid of this boogeyman, those evil MAGA people, oh my goodness, they're just like him. With their guns and their Bibles. Oh my goodness, the Bible. Here we are on a Sunday, and blah, 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 blah. Oh God, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. That's what they hate. They hate the fact that you can live a life, be happy, have peace, and they can't. And they can't because of decisions that they've made. We've all made bad decisions. I've made plenty. But I never thought to myself, hey man, it's America's problem. America did that to me. I didn't get that job. I got divorced. It's America did that. Oh God, America, America, America. Nope. It's you. They don't want, and the worst thing that they've done to the black people, and I can attest to this, over the last 50 years, is to remove anything having to do with personal accountability. And we're seeing the vice president basically flaunt that. She has no personal accountability. So other people who live their lives with no personal accountability look to that and go, yeah, you go, girl. Personal accountability is what separates animals from humans. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. I'm going to take some personal accountability. Any of you who have been married for any period of time have had to take many, many, many opportunities to basically accept some personal accountability. Those of us who have been children to adults have had to take personal accountability. Who broke that vase? I don't know. That was a dog. I don't know. No. Did you break it? Seriously, tell me. Yeah, I broke it. Personal accountability is taught. If you're not teaching children personal accountability, you get what I saw this weekend. You get that there's no accountability. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, to whoever I want. I can go take over an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado because I feel like it. If you don't have that personal accountability, there's nothing to separate you from being an animal. The only reason that there's not complete chaos when you go out to drive today or tomorrow and you stop at a red light or a red octagon sign is because you're taking personal accountability of getting behind the wheel and having your progress dictated based upon things in the air. Otherwise, we just all drive through them and do what we want. But that personal accountability stops you from either killing somebody or getting killed. The personal accountability of that person who gets behind the wheel after they've been drinking, they've lost their personal accountability. These are all things that we do as humans. We make mistakes. But you got to own up your mistakes. And what we're seeing when people ask me, why do they hate America? I almost think they hate themselves. I really do. If you have to blame everybody else for your situation in life, then you're never looking and taking any deep introspection. And now we have a vice president and a presidential candidate doing exactly the same thing. She's taking no personal accountability, looking right in the cameras, talking to the media. Media's hiding her and saying, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and lie with impunity. We don't care. We'll make you look good, girl. Oh, black girl power. Just do whatever you want. Don't let that white man step all over you. But you're lying. Oh, who cares? We'll take care of that. But as I said, I think she stepped in it this weekend. I think it's to the point where she can't come out of this. So what happened very quickly after all of this transpired, many of the Gold Star families decided, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and take this. Now, understand, what I'm going to show you is probably like 5 or 6 of the Gold Star families and what they had to say. These aren't professional marketers. They're not YouTubers. They're just people who are hurting. These are just people who said, you know what? I've had a loved one killed because of your ineptitude. Can you just take a little bit of personal accountability and say, you know what? I'm going to do better. I made some mistakes. I guarantee you, if she said that, her poll numbers would shoot to the roof. You know why? Because we are forgiving people. America forgives. But you got to ask for forgiveness. You can't pretend like it never happened. So listen to what these people have to say about what Kamala Harris did to them.
Vice President Harris, my name is Steve Nakui. I'm the father of Lance Corporal Kareem M. Nakui. and your administration killed my son. Deliberately in exchange for political theatrics so you could have a final day of the evacuation coincide with September 11th. Ignoring the advice of your generals, the Doha Agreement, and countless other veterans and members of Congress. Denying the safety of the Afghans and the servicemen and women. Your choice to play politics in 2021 killed 170 Afghans, 13 U.S. service members, and wounded 45 of our service members, as well as countless Afghans. You were not at Dover for the dignified transfer. At no time have you reached out to me to offer your condolences, to offer thank you for Kareem's sacrifice and service. Not once have you honored him by saying his name.
Think about that. You are the Vice President of the United States. Dementia Joe, you were the President of the United States. He was running for president, now you're running for president. And not once have you even uttered the name of these 13 fallen soldiers.
So I said it for you. You have disparaged all 13 who have lost their lives as well as their families, exhibiting your lack of gratitude by your silence. I agree with you on one thing. That a person like you should never and will never stand behind the seal of presidency.
I told you. As soon as I read that in her tweet, she said, a person who can't honor the fallen soldiers should never stand behind the podium of the President of the United States, should never stand behind the seal. She completely eviscerated her own campaign.
You are a DEI vice president. And contrary to our kids, the worst that America has to offer. I will pray for you that God has mercy on your soul.
Vice President Harris, my name is Christy Shamblin. My daughter-in-law, Sergeant Nicole Leanne G., was killed in the Afghanistan exit at Abbey Gate on August 26, 2021.
I want you to do some more homework. I want you to, if you can, go to NBC, CNN, CBS, and just put in the terms Abbey in their search box there. And see how many videos and stories even show up about Abbey. It's like they want it, just erased from your mind. They want to do the Men in Black memory eraser. Never happened. Don't worry about it. We're good. Vote for Kamala.
This year, for the 3rd year anniversary of her murder, we welcome President Donald J. Trump to Arlington to lay a wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier with our family and to visit Nicole graveside.
As you watch these videos, one of the things you're going to notice is that it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago that these people lost their loved ones. 3 years ago, and the pain is still so fresh. It hurts them. Many of us have lost loved ones, and many of us still grieve after 3 years. But where the difference is you caused it. Kamala and Dementia Joe, this is your fault. You are the perpetrator. You should be arrested for the decisions you made. Nobody else said, hey, listen, we'll just move everybody out of here and let these people just do whatever they want, and let's go ahead and let them crowd the whole gate and then let some suicide bomber come up and blow people up. It was your fault. We've had loved ones who may have gotten sick or succumbed to some disease, But in any event, as we mourn and basically turn into a memory, not so much pain anymore. Their pain is because they can look every single day at the person who caused their person's death. They can look at it. It's her, and she's running for president. My God.
President Trump and his team were respectful. They listened to our stories and didn't talk much at all. We welcomed them that day, and they were comfort to our family. Vice President Harris, I ask you, why won't you return a call and explain to us how you call my daughter-in-law's death a success? Vice President Harris, why will you not express your condolences yourself? Why have we never heard from you?
Back to what I said, personal accountability, putting party ahead of country. You're running to be the commander-in-chief, and you're exhibiting no sort of skill to be that commander-in-chief. A commander-in-chief, especially in a wartime situation, wants to make sure that our soldiers are protected the best way they possibly can. And if something happens to these soldiers, when they come back, you want to make sure that these families know that you care. That you understood the decision that you made is probably one of the hardest decisions any man or woman would ever is to send somebody else's loved one into combat. I am putting your family member, your friend, your coworker in a position where they could potentially lose their life at any time. And most of these people are willingly accepting that. And the promise that we make to them as a country is thank you for doing that. Thank you for protecting the American way of life. Thank you for putting yourself in harm's way so we don't have to. And now we've got people here in America. The enemy is here. The enemy is trying to destroy us here. And we can't use anything at our disposal to take out these nuts. So the least you can do is stop trying to be a nut, and then also acknowledge the pain that these people are going through.
And finally, why would you take a day where we celebrated the death of our loved one and use it to disparage not only them, but us? President Trump has called, President Trump shows up, and President Trump takes the time to hear our loved ones' stories. Why won't you do the same?
Kamala, your statement is nothing more than a political spin to help you look better in your presidential campaign against Donald Trump. You have never walked a single day in our shoes. Our kids were murdered because of your administration, and you are partly to blame for that as well. What happened at Arlington was President Trump was invited by those families who have their soldiers buried at Arlington. They were invited there as a friend, as somebody who has taken the time numerous times on numerous occasions to hear our stories, to speak our kids' names, and to help us get some accountability from your administration. Because in over 3 years, we have gotten nothing but more and more lies. Just like your statement, more and more spun lies and cover-ups.
She's not alone. We all can see that this, one, is full of lies, and two, that the media and everybody associated with the Kamala Harris campaign is doing nothing but trying their best to cover this up.
To make you and your administration look good. But there is one thing that you said in your statement that was true.
Say it.
No one should be running for president if they cannot honor military members, their families, as well as veterans.
That's why I'm saying it. She can't recover from this. She put it out there for everyone to see. She basically told on herself. You are not qualified to be president if you cannot honor the fallen. Trump should just drive that home. Every single conservative should drive that home. You should share it with everybody. You wrote it. You said it, Kamala, not us.
So I guess that means that you should step down, Kamala.
Vice President Harris, my name is Jim McCollum. I am the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Lance Corporal Riley McCollum, killed in Afghanistan, August 26, 2021. Your recent remarks related to Trump's visit to Arlington are filled with nothing but lies and deceit. How do you sleep at night knowing it was you, this administration, you and Biden, you being the last one in the room, are responsible for the death of our 13 kids?
Notice, he's using her own words. He didn't make that up. She said, I was the last one in the room. I think she actually said it to Dana Bash in an interview a couple years ago. I was the last one in the room. So if you took some personal accountability for basically trying to show off and say, I'm close to the decision, why is it you've hidden for 3 years? Why won't you face these people? What is it that makes you so terrified to admit you screwed up? Well, I think we all know that because your campaign would be over, but it is over.
You have failed for 3 years and 8 months to acknowledge our kids, to acknowledge me. You don't know me. You've never spoken to me. You've never reached out to me. You have failed in your duties as vice president. You have been nothing but disrespectful to me and the families of the 13. Yet you're claiming that you will always be respectful and show respect for our fallen. You've been absent for 3 years and 8 months. You've proven that you're not capable to do the job that you have, let alone the job that you seek.
Ooh.
You know nothing about honor, courage, commitment, respect.
You know nothing of honor, courage, and respect. Here's a man talking to a woman. If he was talking to another man, you'd be like, hey, dude, he just cut you off at the nuts. He just took away your complete manhood. You know nothing of honor, courage, and respect. The problem is that there's a lot of guys running around right now who are okay not being courageous, who are okay not having any honor whatsoever. There are a lot of people who basically are okay with being dishonorable. However, as the presidential candidate for the Democrat Party, those can't be attributes you accept. You cannot be a coward. You cannot be dishonorable. She can't recover from this. These people are everywhere.
But President Trump does. President Trump has been there for us. He's been a rock for us. He showed compassion for us. And he showed he truly cares for the families that truly do know what the ultimate sacrifice really is. You have the day you deserve.
So you have the day that you deserve because she's getting trashed. As I said earlier tonight, if this was you, if what you would see online, people talking about you, if what you had seen in this video, people talking about the people, these people whose loved ones are dead, are saying about you, wouldn't you take the honorable way forward and come out and say, you're right. I should have been there for you. I wasn't. It was my mistake. I know I'm running for president, but you know what's more important? That you people understand that I do honor your fallen loved ones. It'd be very simple. Look in the camera and just say what I said. But she won't do it. Then you got to ask the question, why won't she? Why won't you take any accountability here? Why are you willing to let this stain, this funk, fall all over you? It's disrespectful.
Good afternoon. My name is Herman Lopez. I'm a Gold Star father. My son, Corporal Hunter Lopez, was a U.S. Marine killed in action on August 26, 2021. This message is intended for Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm not a person who usually takes to social media, but earlier today, your post regarding the incident at Arlington National Cemetery was brought to my attention. After reading it, it caused a reaction with me. You indicated in your post that you support the military and military families. I, for one, have not seen that support. It's been 3 years since my son was killed in action, and myself, my family, and other Gold Star families have not seen any support from you or your administration. You may make hollow promises about the economy or anything else you'd like to make promises about. But one thing that I ask of you, and the reason I'm making this message, is for you to stop making comments about your support for the military. As a Gold Star father, I know that you have not supported us. I know that you have not supported other Gold Star families. Please stop making these types of comments because that support has not been demonstrated. Your words are hollow and empty. My other request is that for the American public to know that these messages, these promises from Kamala Harris, especially in regard to supporting the military and our military families, are false and baseless. They have not been proven, and she has not earned our respect. Thank you very much.
These are people from all walks of life. Spanish person, cowboy, kind of out there in the woods, couple women. It is diversified. It's everywhere. This is going to spread and is spreading like wildfire. I see a couple people here in the chat. And you know, it's funny. I listen to some of these people and I read their comments. And one woman or man in here said that Trump is trash. So you've watched this video thus far. Thank you. Even though you're a troll, thank you. But see, when you come here, understand that I sometimes call out trolls. So if you think Trump is trash, and you're entitled to your opinion, what exactly do you call Kamala Harris? You see, Trump didn't have any wars. Kamala Harris, and the country's on fire. There's armed Venezuelan gangs in Aurora. An American just had a bullet put in his head over in Gaza. Gold Star families have lost loved ones because of botched withdrawal from Afghanistan. So if you call Trump trash, what exactly do you call Kamala Harris? Because in comparison, which is stark at this point, you actually look like an idiot. Because it's easy to just go ahead and type Trump is trash because you're trying to get people riled up in here. But why don't you be a man or a woman, stand up and call it as it is? Why don't you show that you have some personal accountability in hearing these people lose their loved ones and go, you know what? Yeah, Trump is trash, but you know what? Kamala Harris is worse than trash. She's unhuman. Show you have a modicum of a friggin' brain, because what you look like to everybody else right now is just a complete blithering, blue-haired idiot. You are what I discussed earlier. You are exemplifying the gaslighting and brainwashing works. Because there's no reason for you to say Trump is trash, other than the fact somebody told you Trump is trash. You have no ability to think for yourself. You basically say the line as an NPC, getting out there as an NPC, and just marching lockstep like an orc and saying Trump is trash. I pity you. I pity you because you've lost the ability to reason. At this point, you're no different than Rosie O'Donnell or any of the other, what's her name, Kathy Griffin. You just spew stuff, not realizing how it's making you look. You're as bad as what Kamala Harris did when she just typed that tweet. You're hoping people don't recognize, except you're in the wrong place. Because we do recognize. We can see and go, there's a gaslit person. There's somebody whose brain isn't functioning. They think Trump is trash while we're watching and talking about the abject insanity that has been thrust on America by Kamala Harris and the Democrats. So what does that make you? I don't get these people. You're absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts.
My name is Coro Dulero. I am Corporal Humberto Sanchez's mother. This is my statement of what happened on August 26, 2024. My son is not buried in Arlington, but I really feel like when President Trump went and paid tribute and paid his respect in Arlington for our kids, it was not just the ones buried in there. It was for all of our kids, and it was an invitation that the families actually extend to him, and it's not the first time that he actually meet with us and share time and with our family.
This isn't even the first time that he has met with us and talked with us. See, the media won't cover that. This didn't happen a couple days ago. This didn't happen on the 3rd anniversary that Trump, met with these people. He has been in touch with them. He has empathy. He understands these people went out to save America. They went out to protect us so that I can do this and you can do what you're doing. And even for that troll to say Trump is trash. Did you not realize, Mr. Troll, that the reason that you can come on here and say Trump is trash because people like this are dying to give you the flipping right to do that? It's amazing when you look at some of these nuts who think that the life that they're living right now will continue. You have no idea what socialism and communism is all about. You can go look and see what's happening right now in Brazil. You can see what's happening in the UK. If you're on the wrong side of the fence and you say something somebody doesn't want to hear, you're going to jail. But that's okay with you because right now you think it's just MAGA and Trump. You don't even see that once that door is open, once that gate swings wide, they're not going to stop. You are going to fall on their bad side eventually, and then they're going to pluck you. But then again, you probably don't have any problem eating the bugs, living in the pod, owning nothing, and being happy. These people understand what it is to live the American way of life.
Families. After 3 years until now, like Kamala Harris and President Biden didn't even say their 13 names. They called the withdrawal in Afghanistan.
Haven't even said their names.
A success, and for us it was just sadness and a disgrace. They are the responsible persons of murdering our kids, and until this day they did not give us a meeting. They did not accept to meet with us and give us an explanation of what happened. Being him the commander-in-chief, he definitely left our kids behind and just to fill the agenda of his prior commitments.
As you hear these people talk 3 years later, does it not compel you to go, what the hell is wrong with America? How can we even be considering somebody like Kamala Harris to be a commander-in-chief? How did we ever get to a point where somebody like Dementia Joe could be a commander-in-chief? This is the result. This is the result of elections that don't go the way they're supposed to. This is what we're looking forward to on a much bigger scale if we allow Kamala Harris to be installed over Trump. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, but I don't want to see Americans unnecessarily die, rather be killed, because of the incompetence of our government. Not going to stand for it.
I invite Kamala Harris and Joe Biden to accept the meeting with us and meet with us and explain us what was the whole deal behind the withdrawal in Afghanistan. I think that as a parents, we deserve a explanation and we deserve the truth of what happened with our kids that day.
She's right. She's right for all of us. Don't we deserve to know the truth? Not just about that. I mean, something happened on July 13th, and we don't know anything about that. Something happened in 1963, and we don't know anything about that. Something happened twice in 1968, and we don't know anything about that. Actually, 3 times in 68. Over and over and over, administration after administration has covered up truth from the American people. Even the innocuous truth. Meaning, there are little green men flying around, but you don't think we can handle that? You don't think... My wife and I, she is way into UFOs. She studies them. And she goes, why don't you care? Doesn't it concern you? I'm like, no. You know why UFOs and interplanetary visitors don't scare me? I'm going to tell you why. Because if you can travel interplanetary-wise and go wherever you want and zippity-doo-dah, if you wanted to take us out, we would probably already be dust. Their technology is so far ahead of us that, what's to worry about? One day we wake up and they vaporize South Florida, then we know it happened. Right now, they probably don't want anything to do with us. They're like, these people down there, those ants, stay away from those ants. Those ants are kind of crazy. They don't taste good either because they eat a lot of shit. So at this point, we're like an ant farm that they don't even want to be bothered with. That's just how I feel about UFOs. But there's another truth, an absolute truth, that they don't want to talk about because they think we can't handle it. But what they really mean is, we don't want you to know. Because if we told you, you would basically be storming the White House at this point and other offices across the country. Remember when you were younger and you would sit there and you're eating your Fruit Loops or cornflakes and there'd be a milk box and have you seen this kid? And you would pick it up and like, oh, who's this kid? Oh, he's not around. They lost him? How you lose a kid? Oh, that's Mom, do you think his parents are ever going to find him? And your mom says, I don't know. That was 50 years ago. And now kids disappear left and right. Gone. And our government doesn't, never mind tell us anything, they don't even talk about it. All these kids, all the way back to when we were picking up milk cartons and seeing pictures on faces, I don't remember any of our governmental people saying, hey, listen, we have a problem with these kids just disappearing into the ether. Just gone. How many hundreds and thousands and millions of crimes have been committed that they don't even talk about? And now you got this guy, Trump, coming along, who's a little bit different than Dementia Joe and a lot different than Kamala Harris, who's trash, as this one troll said, looking at him going, there's 300,000 kids missing since the last couple of years. Where are these 300,000 kids? Anybody want to look for these 300,000 plus kids that might be just a fraction and maybe 500,000 kids? Where the hell are these kids? There are so many untruths that they don't talk about, that they fear Trump simply because of that. He made some mistakes in his first go-around, had the wrong people, hired the wrong advisors. Now they realize he's coming in and he's bringing a bat. And this bat is like Robert De Niro in, when he played, what's the guy's name? Alphonse. Scarface. And he beat the guy over the head for giving him the wrong answer. I'm walking in the office and I'm going to go through a couple things I want. And one of those things on that top 10 list is find these damn kids. And if you can't find these damn kids, find out what happened to these damn kids. And then find out who did what happened to these damn kids. 300,000 plus kids that they just talk about. It could be 500,000 over the years. It could be millions. Did the aliens take these kids? Where the hell are these kids? What are you doing to these kids? Again, as many of you know, I was in North Carolina visiting my daughter and my grandkids, and we went on an excursion yesterday, and I just sat and looked at them, and my heart just welled up. And then we walked through the mall, and I'm looking through every cranny, nook and cranny, watching everybody. Don't even think about coming over here. I will rip your face out. I will bite the jugular vein. I will destroy you if you try to hurt these little girls. It's to the point now where we all have to turn into Tasmanian devils around kids. Be bodyguards. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is there no one, not a single person, none, in our government, the entire American government, who stands up and goes, hey, we got a problem, man. We've been losing kids for decades. Can we talk about this? I know you guys have seen the movie Sound of Freedom. If you haven't, go look at it. But that's just the newest movie. Why didn't Hollywood make that movie? Why was it an independent filmmaker who had to make the movie Sound of Freedom? Think about it. We've been lied to. We're continued to be lied to. And that's one of the things I'm positive they don't want Trump coming back into office. Because the truth is damaging to them, not the American people. If they told us, hey, listen, these kids have been sold, they've been done bad things to, then they've been disposed of, we would all just feel a pain in our heart. We would cry, we would hold our loved ones and go, oh my God, these people have lost their kids. But we would be happy that somebody's doing something about it. Meanwhile, we've gone decades where people just look the other way and the media doesn't even talk about it. Doesn't even discuss it. What? What kids? Kids. They disappeared. So what? We need to talk about, cat videos. Donald Trump represents truth. That truth, even though he may have some issues as a person, I'm not looking to go to dinner with Donald Trump. I'm looking at a much bigger picture where I want Donald Trump, as he said to the Moms of Liberty, you want me as a friend. You want me to be that person who will protect your family, who will expose all the crap that's been going on in America. I'm just wondering, are you ready for it? Are you ready for the truth? Because we can see from the trolls that there are many people who are not ready to accept the truth. Because that truth is scary. That truth is disgusting. That truth is so vile, it would make us rise up as a people and say, oh, hell no. This person skip the trial, pull the switch, do the injection, whatever you need to do. We need to get this, and this person out of here. They're not ready for that. So I got one more Gold Star family member for you to see here.
My name is Darren Hoover, and I'm the Gold Star father of United States Marine Corps Staff Sergeant Taylor Hoover. Kamala, I want you to understand, and I know it will be difficult for you because you lack empathy and basic understanding. The events that happened on August 26, 2024, with President Trump at Arlington National Cemetery were solemn and in keeping with the reverence and respect that is given to all members of our military that are buried there. We invited President Trump. We are the ones that asked for the video and the pictures to be taken at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. This was a very solemn wreath laying in our son's name, along with the Sergeant Nicole G family, as well as two of our catastrophically injured military members that were there on that horrific day in the honor of our Abbey Gate 13. We then moved to the gravesite where our children are buried. Again, we asked the Trump team to take the videos, take the pictures of our time there.
I saved this one for last because you can see this guy struggling to get through this. He has written his script, he's got his bullet points, what he's going to cover, and he's so thorough to tell the story of what happened at the cemetery. He wants everyone to know, here's how it was put together.
President Trump then laid a wreath at the grave side of Army Staff Sergeant Ryan Christian Knaus. There he talked to both his mother and father. President Trump then moved to our son's grave where we were surrounded by our family and friends, where we talked about Taylor and his sacrifice to this country. Let me be clear. There was no politics discussed, none whatsoever.
They can't accept that. The media has to portray something that didn't happen. These people can't accept the fact that Donald Trump has enough empathy in his heart to just be a man, be a person, not a president, not a presidential candidate. I have empathy for your loss. I don't know what it's like. I didn't lose a kid to combat, but I can understand what you're going through.
There was also not an assault that we observed take place, or did we hear it? I don't know where this is coming from, but it's disgusting and gross.
It's coming from Kamala Harris's camp and the media. They completely took it out of the air, out of the vapors, and created a problem with something so honored. This guy's got a lot of pain. Man, a lot of pain. Ugh.
President Trump has been there for us from the very beginning, when our son and the other 12 of his brothers and sisters in arms were murdered due to your negligence and uncaring attitude towards our military. Don't forget, Kamala, you were the last one in the room. You and Joe Biden made the final decision on how to pull out of Afghanistan. You created the chaos and mayhem for the military to accomplish their goals. Our sons and daughters made the best of a difficult situation, as they had been trained to do. They adapted and overcame all of that and came out as heroes, something that you will never know or understand. Kamala, we have been treated with the utmost respect, compassion, and understanding by President Trump, something you and Joe Biden have refused to do since August 26, 2021.
August 26, 2021, so 3 years, they have refused to even utter the names of these people. You know, back when the whole Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, say his name, say their names. You remember hearing that in the news everywhere. People made t-shirts, say their names. They haven't uttered these people's names, and they died for America. They died because of what you did. And there's no t-shirt saying say their names. There's no campaign. There's no hashtag. Nothing out there says say their names.
No. Where were you and Joe Biden on August 26, 2024? Nowhere near Arlington Cemetery. You couldn't be bothered to be with us or even say our kids' names, just as you had done for the last 3 years. Neither one of you have called to speak with us or share in our grief.
How is that even possible? How is it possible that 13 service members were killed in action on your decision, your command, and you haven't taken the time in 3 years to pick up the phone? Probably the easiest thing you could have done. You not write a letter, just pick up the phone and say, hey, Joe, I'm really sorry for your loss. You know, your son, your family member, died protecting America. Nobody's asking you to stay on the phone and, go meet these people and have dinner with them. But you're telling me in 3 years you couldn't call not a single one of these people? You're scum. And Kamala Harris, I'm sorry, you're scum too. All these people, you could see the pain in their faces. All they wanted was some comfort. Each one of their loved ones understood what they were getting into. Hey, there's a potential, if we go over here, we may not be coming back. And when they paid the ultimate sacrifice and they came back, Kamala didn't show up, and Joe's there checking his watch while they're bringing over covered caskets. How do you think it made them feel? How about that phone call? Hey guys, I wasn't really looking at my watch. I had an alarm set every day at 2 o'clock. I'm supposed to take a pill, and my alarm went off, and I was looking to see, did I bring my pill with me? Make something up. You didn't do anything. You just ignored them. Like they were useless to you.
I wonder, Kamala, do you sleep at night securely in your bed? Or do you have nightmares of our kids because it was your incompetence and negligence that got our kids murdered. It is you who sends out messages on social media that are outright lies. It is you that has disrespected our families. It is you who knows nothing about service and sacrifice. It is you that has divided this country, and it is you who is unfit to be the commander-in-chief. These are the only memories we get to make with our son, and it is you who is playing politics and trying to detract from our memories made that day. You should be ashamed and embarrassed at your lack of empathy and decency as a human being. You are only in this for the power and prestige. You don't care for our military or the citizens of this country. You should hang your head in shame at your actions or lack thereof. You need to move aside, get out of the way, and stop hindering the progress, growth, and independence of this great nation.
There's another guy that I saw, and he made a great video as well, but I couldn't show it to you because that guy just ripped her a new one. I mean, he went on for about 3 minutes and he called her every F-bomb in the world. And I'm like, I can't show this because it'd be bleep, 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 bleep all the way through. These people have had it with her. I truly believe, and I think many of you will concur at this point, that this woman effectively ended her campaign by her trashing these people and ignoring them and then creating stories and then admitting to the fact that a person who doesn't honor the fallen shouldn't be a president. She in all essence has said, I'm not qualified. And I guarantee you, Trump's team is already working on putting a video together about that. I guarantee if they do have the debate, if they have the debate, that's something that's going to come up. She may not do the debate at this point. Who knows? But when I show you my polling numbers tomorrow in that show, you're going to see someone whose numbers are beginning to tank. And although there are some outlets that are trying to prop her up, we are too close to the election. We are now, 60, 70 days away. And they realize their own credibility at this point, they've got to start backing up and being more honest. With what just happened over this weekend, the Labor Day weekend, where a lot of people won't be back in the office until Tuesday, this thing is going to keep continuing to catch fire because the media can't stamp it out. There's nothing they can do now but to try and ignore it. The A-team, as I like to call it, the A-team of each channel, won't be back on the air maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. And I guarantee you, Greg Gutfeld and the Five and all the people there are going to rip her a new one. Kamala, don't turn on the TV. CNN, they may just try to forget it. At this point, their best defense is to just ignore it and hope that people don't even realize that it happened. You and your job is to make sure that as many possible people do see this. If you want to share this video, fine. Some people who aren't into longer shows may not watch all the way through. They can go to Donald Trump's Truth Social, or they can go to Donald Trump on Twitter/X and see each one of these individual videos. Boom, 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 boom. Then from there you can share whatever you want. We have to, as supporters of Trump and Americans, have to let as many people know as possible that this woman self-destructed, actually wrote a tweet/X post, and let the world know she isn't competent enough to be president of the United States. I believe firmly that we are going to see her poll numbers continue to slide down because she's got nothing. And then, like I said earlier, Tim Walz being asked about the hostage being killed in Gaza, ran away from it. That's on video. Hey, what do you think of it? Ooh, I got to run. Can't do it. This is so close to the election is that you can't have these kind of mistakes. or revealments. Because not a mistake, this is how she really feels. At this point, 3.5 years later, she could have called these people. That's not a, you didn't make a mistake for 3 years. You chose not to contact these people. You chose not to bring up their names. You chose not to bring up their names before you were running for president. It was Dementia Joe who was running for president and getting reelected. You were just the standby. And you didn't decide to talk about these people. Now, you own it, girl. 2 snaps up. You own all of this. And I hope it basically brings you down like an anvil around your neck in a lake. You're disgusting. You treated people like crap. And now the world knows it, and it's being put out there for everyone to see. And you can't even help yourself. All you can rely on is the media. If the media wasn't propping her up, this thing would have been over a long time ago. But at this point, people are starting to realize the media can't do it. She is so inept. The media is having a hard time propping her up. You had a 41-minute interview on CNN that was scripted and edited. You tried to put live on the screen as though it was a live video. It wasn't live. You edited it down to 18 minutes. You won't release the transcript of the entire 41. What are you hiding? Right now, the media's credibility is shot. They hate you. They want nothing to do with you. They hate America. It's obvious. You couldn't make those kind of statements if it weren't for the fact of what they're doing. They realize at this point they cannot fight a fair fight. She can't stand toe-to-toe with Trump and just be an adult and say, let the best person win. Nope, we can't do that. We have to stack the deck. We have to put our thumb on the scale because she ain't got it. Unfortunately for her, too many people are now finding out. I don't think there's enough people out there who care about baby extractions to get her over the finish line because that's all she cares about. That's it. You're not helping people with their gas prices. You're not helping people with national defense. You're not helping people with food prices. You definitely ain't helping people with taxation. You got newcomers by the millions, but you got baby removals. Yeah, that's what we're all about. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Probably 41 minutes on tape of her cackling. Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, the FCC should shut these networks down until they can be honest. But of course, they're as complicit as the networks are in pushing propaganda and lies. And the best defense against propaganda is to realize that it's happening. The only way you understand that you're being lied to is to understand that you're being lied to. Again, red pill, blue pill. If you want to go red pill, start digging. I've told you about what's going on in Aurora, Colorado. Start looking for yourself. I told you about these 300,000 kids that disappeared. Start looking for yourself. The more Americans begin digging and then telling each other, hey, did you know about this? Yeah, I didn't know about that. Hey, did you hear this story? Just keep doing it. Our media is treasonous. I would have to go along with that. American baby. Yes, they're hiding Kamala Harris' stupidity. But those of us who don't have political dementia clearly can see it already. Absolutely. We the people, both Democrats and Republicans, will be voting to save the United States. Well, it's a great point. And I really, really want to hone in on that for a second. This isn't any longer Democrats versus Republicans. There are a lot of good Democrats. Their party has been co-opted. This is no longer their father's or grandfather's Democrat Party. This aberration that they've created, a lot of Democrats have tried to stay true to it, but even they're stepping back and going, this is some crazy ass shit. I don't even know what these people are doing. I'm not for this, and this. That doesn't represent me. And I just can't walk into a polling precinct and vote just because I'm declared as a Democrat. Is that what you want? There's a video that's going out today by Ice Cube, black man, rapper. I'm like, hey man, I'm not just voting for you because you're black. That ain't happening. What are you doing for me? More and more people are wising up to the fact that the Democrat Party is not the party of Democrats. This is the party now of absolute communists and socialists. And they're going to lose a lot of the Democrats. And I've been telling you, I've been the one telling you, watch that black vote. And when I was up in North Carolina, I can't remember what day because it's like a blur at this point. One of the days, though, news came out from a major poller that was, basically blinking red neon lights. Oh boy, Donald Trump's pulling almost 30% of the black vote. Oh my God. Oh, y'all starting to realize that now, huh? Now as you're getting closer to the election day, you're starting to raise the alarm. Oh, what do we do? There's nothing you can do. At this point, this far into the game, you have lost that many black people. They're not coming back. You've lied to them. You've lied to Hispanics. They can see it. Again, every single time you go to the gas pump, every single time you go to buy groceries, there's no fixing that. And they just lie and say Trump in the Project 2025 and he wants to do a national ban on baby removal like it's some sort of religion. It's sick. Globalists have no party affiliation. I completely believe that. Thank you, Mods and Barry, for keep speaking the truth. Yeah, I don't know if Tommy's here or if SV, but I saw Cindy, and of course Ashley I've seen in here as well. So thanks to all the mods for trying to keep this thing as moderated as possible. Just to let you know, it's very, very hard. I know you guys go to a lot of other channels and see different things, but when I do my live streams, as of right now, we've had nearly 9,000 comments. And they just come in so fast. And I enjoy that. And I thank you wholeheartedly for every single one of your comments. So if a troll steps in or something they're doing the best they can. I can only see a few when I turn my head and look at some of the comments. Most of the time I'm staring straight ahead or looking at a video and commenting. But they're doing everything they possibly can to tamp down and ban these people because they come in mass. There's just so many of them. Let's see. She wouldn't talk to the families and couldn't stop herself from trashing Trump. Yeah, she immediately went there. Didn't make. Barry, that's why I gave up and turned Republican. Kamala doesn't care. She had years with Biden. No, it's been awful. Absolutely awful. Sean, thank you for thanking them. They do a hard work in here. It's very hard. I get attacked. The orcs come in, they say stupid stuff, but we got to do what we got to do. I love this chat. Best channel. Hey, Carla, how are you? I hope you enjoyed your... never mind, I won't say it. Barry, I love that what you said about closing your legs and putting a cap on it. Some of us are just born problem solvers. And I look at this thing going, well, it's pretty simple, isn't it? It's not like something just happens. As far as I know, there's only been one divine conception. Mary woke up one day and went, oh, okay, I got this. I understand. I'm carrying Jesus. Ain't nobody else that happened to. Nobody just woke up tomorrow morning and says, ooh, I got a baby in here. Every single person, man and woman, did something to make that happen. So you got to deal with it. And if you didn't want that to happen, then you should deal with that as well. But, there's no such thing as personal accountability. None whatsoever. And they want it that way. In closing, let me just talk about that part. I've mentioned before, if you go look in search of black family pictures back in the 1950s and early 60s, they don't look like the black families of today. And also, it's been happening to white families as well. The entire familial unit has been under attack for quite some time. The ability to fracture the family is what's most important to communists. If they can basically divide you from religious activities and basically divide you from your familial activities, then you will eat the bugs, live in the pod, own nothing, and be happy. Your family is everything. Your legacy is everything. Build on that. Do your best to do that. Karen's Crazy Sister, the Breaker movie. I don't know what that is. We we have withdrawals from this chat. Well, I'm back. I'm back here. Thankfully, nothing's happened. Haven't lost power. Everything's all good. Not in a hotel or Verbo, rather. So we're all good. And now it's time to ramp up the content again. Every night this week, 7 p.m. Want you guys to join me. It means the world to me that you're here. And I want to keep pushing content. I don't know what Trump has in store, but I will continue to do as much as I can this week. I'm going to do some different stuff, just to let you guys know what's coming up. I'm going to be talking about Elon Musk tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, 11:30 or so. So if you want to hear about that. And then I've got some stuff every single night. Going to do more of a news-based type thing as well. And of course, we'll have the Trump events to go along with that. So with that, let me go ahead and do what I'm supposed to do here, which is acknowledge the Super Chats, because I really thank everybody for being a part of this community and everything they do. Let me go ahead and scroll back to the top and get this party started, or rather get this party concluded. And I thank every single one of you. Let me check this out. Just another knucklehead, thank you. Tip Jar, Barry Rockstar, no tax on tips. Cindy Duff, thank you, love this channel. Ozar Ghost Hunter, Barry, please read Conspiracy Hierarchy, the story of the Committee of 300 by Dr. John Coleman. It explains everything that's going on right now. Thank you for that tip. I will definitely check it out. Tiger Stacker, thank you for your work on your channel. I'm a stacker of gold and silver. If you've got the funds, get in it. But I have a special box dedicated to Trump, showed on my channel, Stacking Trump. I have a family over there in that country, which I'm not allowed to talk about, and pray he won't hurt them, but I will vote Trump. Aussie Johnny, thanks, Barry, my favorite show. Father's Day was great with my sons and grandsons. Awesome. Father's Day, no matter what country you're in, should be very, very special. Tommy Guns, hope you enjoyed your time with your grandbabies and Ashley. He who kneels before God can stand before anyone. God is with us, and President Trump, we must defeat the orcs. And that was probably the one thing that I didn't get to enjoy in visiting North Carolina. We didn't get to go to church together. I had to leave early this morning, so that's next time. Samani, thank you. Sonamu, twice, thank you. Keep attacking, Barry. Never give up. We'll do so. Sandra Esperanza. Kamala is slamming President Trump in order to draw attention away from her bloody hands after her horrendous withdrawal from Afghanistan. I truly believe that. Rhonda, Donald Trump is the real deal. Trump 2024. Mark Lancaster, thank you very much. Tiger Stacker. Tavarish equals Russian for comrade. Cough, cough, Kamala. Just another knucklehead again. Thank you. With Alpha Kilo automatic 2A devices. Can't talk about that, but you know what he's talking about. Rashoa, Hillary has the Chinese virus, so Bill will go instead of her to a fundraiser for Kamala. I wonder if Kamala will get it and can't make the debate. A lot of people are talking about that. A lot of people are saying that just see what the excuse may be for her to pull out of that. Tomo's Variety, why do we allow surgery for those changes of children? That's getting really evil. I mean, California... Man, they're basically, when they said they're coming for your children, they're coming for your children. Make no doubt about that. Which Beatles song will Kamala sing on November 6th? Answer, I'm a loser. I like the version by Beck. Not going to get into a big music conversation about right now, but the song Loser by Beck is number one in terms of talking about losers. And another one, Who sang this one? Radiohead. You know the song. So special. So effing special. Tommy Guns, we have to defeat the Orksberry for sure. Louis Vila, thank you very much. Donna, Proverbs 18:21 says life and death are in the power of the tongue. She needs to stop speaking while there's still time. Good point. Thank you, John. Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Tommy Guns again, because I want people to stop dying. President Trump said that. Tommy Guns again. Next time you go out by yourself a cold beer, Tommy Guns, my guy. Thank you very much, buddy. Mike the Plumber, how you doing? The fear I have, people voting out of hatred put out by the media or just for making history without looking at policy scares me. We need God-fearing strength right now. Ain't that the truth, brother? Tommy Guns, trolls, orcs the same. Just another knucklehead again. All those Marines were attached to 2nd Battalion, 1st Marines Regiment, 24th MEU. Thank you for that information. Thank you very much. This is a firestorm and will consume her campaign. Proud daughter of a Marine and Navy Seabee. I don't see how she gets away from this. I mean, many like Gina here have military background. You tell me how you get away from this. I don't think she can recover. I think it's political suicide. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Gilda Mitchell. Thanks, Black Yellow Flash. NBC is attempting to do damage control by falsely claiming that Biden nor Harris were invited to the Arlington Cemetery. The lies they will tell. Because that's what their audience wants to hear. Their audience won't hear from most of these Gold Star people. People have to seek out information instead of expecting it to be given to them. Karen's crazy sister, where was that? Crazy sister. Watch Brubaker, the movie. Must see. True story about a prison official who went undercover as an inmate, ended up cleaning out the crooked staff. Joe Don Baker, I think, was the actor. Very good movie. Arobo, thank you. Tesla 54. NY to Florida, Jets fan. You're a Jets fan. Hope you have a good year with Aaron this year. The cover-up of Biden's mental incompetence, clearly demonstrated by his basement 2020 run, is no different than a cover-up of Kamala hiding from a non-scripted or a teleprompter interview without media challenging her. Yeah. And Tesla again, thank you for all you do, Barry Trump 2024. All right. Thank you all very, 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 very much. Tomorrow, 7 p.m., and I think it's going to be about 11:30 a.m. as well. 11:30 a.m., I'm going to be talking about what's going on with Elon Musk, with Brazil, and some of the other censorship things that they're trying to push here, and how the media here is now going after Elon Musk as well. Meanwhile, they need Elon Musk to go up and rescue the astronauts who are stuck up there. So... It's amazing that they want to go after this guy, but hey, but at the same time, we need him. Absolutely crazy. Well, thank you all for tuning in on a Sunday evening. I greatly appreciate it, as always. And come back tomorrow. Tell your friends. Spread the word. This woman's evil. Definitely evil. Thank you a lot.